Hello everyone, welcome to the session. I hope all are doing well. So previously we already discussed about the for loop and while loop. So we already discussed the examples that are basic examples. So in coming sessions we have to do some revision on this while loops, nested loops, if else with the great like tough examples. We are done with the basics, so we can now able to go with the tough. So before that, we have to complete these examples for nested loop and uh, random numbers. So now we are going to the going to start with the this nested loops. So for I think see here we are already done with this example in before session. Same example, numbers were changed, but when we are coming to here, see here 5 5. So we just run it, but explanation we already done. So there is no need of explaining again. We are just going to run it. There is no indentation before you running it. Just once. Okay. See, this is the like this is the code for getting a here 0 to 4, right? So 5 into 5, not 4 into 4, 5 into 5 because it's starting from 0. So for row for value of 0 also we are having a row. For the value of 0 also here we have the column. So there is 5 into 5 matrix with the stars and there is no and like there is no space between the outputs. So when we do this, we will get the 5 into 5 matrix with the space. So this is how we previously done the things. So if you want, you can add the 0 comma like yeah 0, which is the initial point. If you you given or didn't given, there is no problem. But somehow it would consider the initial value was 0. So after this, the second question. See here, previously we taken 0, right? So 1. Here also the same thing. We already printed this. We will get the here 1, 2, 3. Here 1, 2. So 3 into 2, 6. 6 lines of output. That too, I starts from 1, right? So 1, 2, 1. Sorry, 1, 1, 1, 2. Like that. 2, 1, 2, 2. 3, 1, 3, 2. Like that. When you run it, you will get the answers like for for the value of I is 1. So at the j it will be 1 2. So it goes up, it can goes up to 2 only. And after that when it completes this loop, it goes here. After the value of I was sorry, the one was 2. So when we are going with the value to the I, so the j value is again 1 comma 2. So same thing, 1 comma, sorry, before time 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, now 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2. After this loop, inner loop completed, so we can go with the outer loop. What is that? It goes up to 3. This is the like last iteration for the for loop. So with the value of I, when we have to find the value of j, the values of j is 1 and 2. So 3 1 3 2. Like that, we will get 6 outputs like 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2 3 1 3 2, like that. So this is also completed in previous session that in for I think so we got the example, and this is also we completed before he printed right 6 1. First one is first table like up to 5. Second line was second table up to 5. Third was third table up to 5. Like fourth was fourth table up to 5, like that. Sixth one is there is no sixth one, there is up to 5 only because he mentioned 6 there. So n minus 1. There is no negative step, indentation. So when we run it, we will get the 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2, like that. So yeah, this question is different, right? I did not copy it. So when we again copy it, we will get the answers. This bit was set here. So when we run it, we will get the C. First table with up to 5, second table up to 5, so like that. Third table up to 5, fourth table up to 5, fifth table up to 5. This is how this code works. We already done with this. Yeah, this is the new thing that you have to learn. For what here, see the conditions was less than, not equal to, the conditions like not conditions are less than. So before time, yeah, done with these things also. In while loop, right? We did not done in for loop. We done for loop like equal to. We did not take any example in for loop like less than or equal to like that. So in while loop, we already done that. Row equals to zero. The initial value of row was starts from zero. So zero, one, two, three. If you enter four, then four is not less than four. Condition fails, it comes out of the loop. Means loop will be stops. So it's a nested loop. Inside while loop, there is another while loop. So the variable was call. So if call is less than six, like while call is less than six, means if the call value will be 6, then this loop will be ends. So this loop is inside in this loop, but so this loop will runs like 0, 1, 2, 3. So 4 times it have to run. So when we are going with this, see here, first the value will initially starts from 0, right? So the starting value of row was 0, 0 less than 4. Call is 0. This is for this while loop. Row is for outer while loop. So when we are going with the inner while loop, what is it? Where call is less than 6. So here the value of call was initially 0. How the value of row? So same as call also. So 0 less than 6, yeah, true. So print star. So after getting these two conditions were true, yeah, it prints the star, and after that, the call will uh, changes 0 to 1 because we are doing increment to it. So when it changes 0 to 1, 1 less than 6, yeah, true. So it prints again. For up to 5, it prints. For value of for call equals to 5, it will be, it have to be run. But after that, when it becomes 6, it will be false. Like it failure condition will be fails, so that it comes out of the loop. So after coming out of the loop, what it have to print? It have to print these two things. So what is the meaning of it? This print means that after printing in one line up to, like, for every value of call, like 0 to 5, there is a particular star. Okay, for 0 1 star, 1 1 star, 2 1 star, 3 1 star, up to 5 star. So for these 6 stars, after completing these 6 stars, it have to go, it have to in a line. So that's why we used and. We used and because of the 6 stars in a line. But after that, for when how do we go second line? For row value is one. The value of row is one. So we have to go in a second line. So we have to do this thing print. When we keep this print here, so the working of this print was changing the line, like it have to stop this line at the particular point, and it will say we have to go for next line. So after this, when we are going to the next line, row becomes 0 to 1 because we are doing increment for both row and call. So here when row changes to 1, 1 less than 5, true, right? So again this while loop will be starts running. So how Same thing. It gives again 6 stars for 0 1 star up to 5 1 star. So it will finish the everything in a same second line. But after this print what was doing that, it will say stop the second line and go to the third line. So like that, here we can do 4 rows, right? So 4 for each iteration, for each outer iteration, we will get 6 stars in a line. So what is the meaning of this code was, for each iteration of the outer loop, we will get the 6 stars in a row. Okay, in one line. So how many iterations is there? 4 iterations. So for 4 iterations, we will get 24 stars, and each 6 stars in a line. So first line 6, second line, third line, fourth line 6. So we will get the rows for 6. So this is how we will get that. See here, for there is a 4 lines, and each line we are having 6 stars. So this is the working of this. So this is not need because we already done printing. So after changing value of college, see here, when I write here call equals to 5. So it did not care about that. When we run it, it didn't show any error. Why? Because we already printed here. If you print this call equals to 5 at here or here something somewhere, so you will get a chance to get error. But like, because before print only it will works. We already discussed about this thing. Like, if you have to assign a variable like this, when you say sorry, print call, means it will be do? It will be do that it prints the value of call. What is the value of call? 5. So, for example, the same thing you will done at here. Okay, call equals to 5. So it will print. It never will print. Why? Because you before the position of the print was above the assigned variable. So here it don't know what is the value of call. So it will, first of all, it will ask the what the value of call or what is the call you mentioned here. It's undefined. There is nothing like that. So here also same thing, that we already printed here. So after we use this call equals to 5, there is nothing, not really problem. See here, call equals to 4. If you run it, it gives 4 only. Yeah, 4 only, not give 5. So same as it, if you remove it or if you add it any, so there is nothing, we'll get any error in the output. If you remove it and run it, you will get the same output. So after print, you will return or you will assign any variable inside it and above it. So here, see, like, there's no problem because above variable like call, we use this call equals to 5. So we assign some value to the variable which was at here. So after this thing, we've done that. So it doesn't show any error. If you use the same thing in middle of anything, like here, this line, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, like that, sure, it will change the output. But after this whole code, if you print that, there is no, nothing will be happen. When you run it, you will get the same answer. This is for the fourth question. That 4 into 6 grade of asterisks as a for loop version. After that, here we go with this bug finding here. So yeah, first of all, we will copy this thing. So first we find it, and after we can see the result. So here we can see they done the thing in while loop. They added this increment both call and row in this inner loop. For example, you taken row is like 0. Sorry. It doesn't depends on the row. So first of all, the value of row initially the value of row was 0. So when we are going with the call, right? So what happens in call? So the initial value of call also 0. It starts from 0. So when we are going with this 0, 0 is less than 4. So condition was passes. So here, when we try to print inside that, see when this condition passes, so it will print the star. So after printing the star, it will go to the call. What is the call? Plus b equals to 1. So after call becomes 0 to 1, this row also 0 to 1. Okay, the value of at here the value of row was 0. So the call value also here 0. So it becomes 1. It becomes 1. When again when we are running it, so this same loop when we are running it, 1 is up to 3. We can go with that, but after 4 it will fails, right? So it will choose the this part. So when we run it, we will get the like yeah, after this, we will get the 4 stars because there is no. But you can ask me that why we get different output, not indefinite output, because there is no increment which is directly connected to this while. It was inside this while. So you can ask that why we get only this 4, why we did not get a indefinite loop. So here the main reason, the reason was, see here, this loop will runs up to where like see call will 0. Okay, at first iteration of the inner loop, the value of call was 0. So after that, it becomes 1. Row also becomes 1 because both increments are here. And after this, both are become 1. This call value goes here into the condition. What is the condition? Call was less than 4. So yeah, 1 is less than 4. So the what is the last in the last iteration of the inner loop? What is the value of call? 4. Why? Because when we are going with 3, okay, 0 completed, 1 completed, 2 completed, we are going with the 3. So 3 is less than 4. Yeah, true. When we are going into this, here you can see that 3 becomes 4. So what the value of call and row is same. Why? Because it's also initiated with 0, it's also initiated with 0. So when it was adding 1, same time at the same time row also getting like adding 1. So when this call becomes 4, row also becomes 4. But when we yeah, substituting this call inside this condition, 4 is not less than 4. Condition fails means this loop will be stops running. But after we are coming out of this loop, this print will works. We know that how it works. It works like giving the another line. So it goes here, right? So what is the value of row? The value of row is not 1 here. The value of row was 4 here. Why? Because here, see, you can see the value of call was 1, 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, up to 4. But when this condition fails, this loop will stops running. So the same time, row also adding 1 when this while loop was running. At the same time, this row also running. So like getting increment. When it stops, this row also stops. So what is the value of row here? Call value 4. So row value also 4. When we are keeping it inside that, the value of row was 4, right? So 4 is less than 3. So here 4 is not less than 3, right? Because yeah, we know that 4 is not less than 3. So the condition fails, the entire loop will be stops. So here you can see that these 4 stars comes from this first this inner loop. When this inner loop runs 0, 1, 2, 3 like that. So up to 3. So for that iterations for 0 for values of call 0, 1, 2, 3, we run this code. So when we were running the code, we get the stars like up to 4. But when this loop was stops because of the value of call becomes 4. So we stopped the loop. So after that, this print works like it giving to the another line. So after giving to the one another line, what is the value of row? row value was 4. 4 is not less than 3, right? So that is the reason the loop given the definite and it stopped. Yeah. If you give this at outside, so what will be happen? Yeah, see, this gives for row equals to 0, this line, row equals to 1, this line, row equals to 2, this line. So row equals to 3, condition fails. So we will, yeah, that's all. For row equals to 0, we will get that. So this is how it works. If you give this row increment inside the while, we did not get any indefinite loop, but we will get the wrong output because we inserted this row inside that. So the row directly goes from 0 to 4. Okay, like up to what you given here, it goes up to there. For example, if you given here like 5, which is greater than 4, it will runs again because the value of row was 4, right? So 4 is not, so yeah, 4 is less than 3. So when you run it, you will get 2 lines of output. Yeah, 2 lines of output. But why? Because the row, the value of row becomes 4, right? At here. When it was going into this condition, 4 is less than 5. True. But after that, when this condition again running, here the call value was 0 because we already discussed that this when this loop we are going to this loop for another value of row, this starts from again, like it starts from starting. So here you can see that here what is the value of row? The value of row was 4. Okay, not 1, 4. Because here in the condition what we substituted for that value, it will increment. So here we starting with 0, right? So but here the value already 4. So this loop will runs 4 times. So we will get 4 plus 4, 8. Again we will get the value of row was 8. So 8 is not less than 5. So it gives the only 2 lines. So like that, you can give like 9, 8 not 9, 8 also 8 not less than 8, right? So it will give 3 lines of code. So this is the way like you will get the output. Sorry, wrong output. So you have to give this row directly to the while loop. Yeah, like this. Because I given a large number, right? So we get the large output like this. Then we will get the 5 rows, 4 columns. If you give some gap, it will seems good. So this is how you will get that. And yeah, this is the bug here that the increment was we done inside the inner loop. So we have to remove it and we have to give this to the outer loop, not inner loop. See here, he also done the same thing, but he added this row at here, so not a problem. Then it's moved outside the inner loop. We have to move the row from inside the loop. So after this, write a nested for loop that visits every cell of a 2D matrix and prints each value. Yeah. See here, he given this. These are the rows of the matrix. Okay, this is a row. Okay, this is a row. This is a row. This is a row. So he given the 3 rows of the matrix. So here we have to write that the 3 in a matrix form. So how we are going to write? We are using this nested loop because we already discussed that for matrix we have to use nested loop only. So with a nested loop only we will get the both like for only rows we can get the like we are having just enough that what is that for outer loop. But what about the columns? So we need columns also. So that is the reason we are using another for loop. So for both that we are using nested loop in the same. Yeah, here see that for row in matrix for value in row. So here first of all what he was doing that see here Here we did not given this input, right? We have to give this input. So we have to copy this matrix. So when we are going with this, okay, okay. So see here, so the matrix in the form list, okay, lists. These are the sublists, and this is the main list. You can ask me that why we taken these are in sublist, because here see here values in row. So we are picking the values in the, so just he taken the in the form of list. So see here, first of all, we already I think discussed this in the same way of that, like we're done with the ABCD also. So not a problem for row in matrix, okay, for row in matrix. So for value in row, for row in matrix means in the inside the matrix elements. See here, but you will say that what are the elements inside the matrix. You will say that one is a element, two is element, three is element, four is element, five is element, six is element, 7 is element, 8 is element, 9 is element. No, it's probably false, because when we are talking about the matrix, the elements inside the matrix are not 1, 2, 3. This is one element, this is one element, and this is one element. See here, which the comma was dividing, okay, which numbers are string, what you can call, which was dividing by a comma. These are the elements. Here, for talking about the matrix, these are the elements for the matrix, three elements. The length of the matrix was not 9. The length of the matrix was 3, because this is an element, this is an element, this is an element. So for first value of row, what is the first value of row? What it will pick? It will pick 1, 2, 3, right? So here, what is the value of row? The value of row was 1, 2, 3. So here, when we go with the value in row, here see here, same as row in matrix. For row in matrix, what we did was, for row in matrix, we did uh, each element was assigned to the variable row. Here also same thing. Each element in the row was assigned to the value. So this sublist, which the first sublist 1, 2, 3. So it the value of like pronunciation is somewhat difficult for this word value. So the value of v, the first value of v was 1, second one 2, third one 3. It will print with a gap, right? How it will print, right? So first line was 1 gap, because of we are giving and. So what is the property of and? It doesn't give in a second line, it will give the same line. Okay, after this, in row only three elements. After printing these three elements, it will goes here, because for loop was ended there. After for loop ended, we will go with the print, right? So what is the print was doing that? It will say, okay, you done with this line. You have to go another line. Okay, you have to go. So it will automatically choose the next line. So here, what it will print? So whenever we are going here, the first element in the matrix was completed. What is the second element? 4, 5, 6. So not 4, 5, 6. This element. Okay, 4, 5, 6. This element. After the value of row is here, the value of row is not 1, 2, 3. The value of row was 4, 5, 6. So V in 4, 5, 6. So what is the meaning of that? Was the first value of V was 4. Here also they said print V. So it will print the V, because we know that we are already in a second line because of this print. Giving gap 5, giving gap 6, giving gap. See here, giving gap is mandatory because and with some gap. So here also you can see here, for we given before we given 2 space after this element. So it was also same doing that. It was taking 2 spaces after the element, and same as here 1 space. So we are taking 1 space. After this, when this loop was stops running, because the length of the row was 3, we already printed this 3. There is no another element, so it will set that go to the next line because of this print. And here what we will get 7, 8, 9, because yeah, the last element in the matrix was 7, 8, 9, and the values are 7 gap 8 gap 9. Sorry, 8 gap 9. This is the output we got. So when we run it, we will get the output. So same as previously I done that. Okay. If you give, for giving a, you have to mention uh, yeah, inverted commas, because these are the strings. So you have to mention that. Otherwise, it can't understand. For example, see here, you print ABC 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that. So yeah, we already discussed this question, so not at all a thing to understand. After this, uh, is another question, same as we seen above, but here what? Yeah, here was that we have to total the values. Like here, the values is 1 to 3, right? So we have to add these values. For example, yeah, 1, 2, 3, right? So 4, 5, 6. So we can give the inverted commas, but it will treat as a string, not as a number. So just do like this. Yeah. So when we are giving this 1 to 3, so here we have to print that, not v. V means what? Uh, we are printing the each and every element inside the matrix. But here it was saying that don't print like that. You have to print the sum. So what you have to do that was, see, when we they will ask the sum or like count, otherwise multiplication. So you have to take one extra variable. So you have to store this every data, like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6. So this full data which was adding each element, so you have to store in this total variable. So in that way you can store that. So here you have to do total. We know 0. So here we are doing that plus r equals to v. So we know that for values v 1, 2, 3 like that 9. So it will add every value of v. What is the every values, like what is the values of v? This 1, 2, 3 to 9. So this is not enough for that. So that we have to print it, like we have to print the total, right? Yeah. If you run it, we will get the 45. So this is the way of finding that. Otherwise, you can add 10 also. You will get the same thing, like one more extra that. So after this, yeah, we know that how it will be works, because he used a formal thing that using this nested loop with that total equals to value. So after this, for I in range 1 comma 4, these are all basic questions, so I'm just going in a flow. But when it comes to something like, yeah, like tough examples, at that time we can like discuss more briefly. So we already discussed some examples. So for regarding these examples, we will get some more, like in for loop we already discussed this thing in for loop. But here we are doing with the matrices like that. So for nested loops, most of the nested loops are using for form a matrices like that. So here we are doing matrices, so we have to add one extra line, that is this thing, and outer for loop. So there is a little bit change between this both for loop and this nested for loop. So here there is another question. Yeah, if you, what is this? For I in range 1 comma 4. So he was saying that no, the initial value is not 0 here. The initial value was 1. If he will did not mention this, so we will start from 0, but he mentioned this, so we have to go according to this. So at here the value was 1. For after that, for a j in range 1 comma 4. So both in a matrix, that too 1 to 3, right? So 3 into 3 matrix. So it these two are for loops. So here he interrupted this if else statements that what that was if j equal to 2. So break when this j will equals to 2. Okay, like after the j will be 1, right? So after the value of 1, the value of j was 2. So at that time when if satisfies break, this break is applied for only this inner loop, not outer loop. See here for I in range. So when we are going with this range, we can run this loop, right? Out of the range we cannot. So here for I j in range, what is the j range is like 1 to 4. So we can go up to 3, but we can start from 1. So here when j becomes 2, the loop will be stops. Which loop? This break belongs to inner for loop. So the for loop which was j was there, so that loop will be stops running, so it will be come out of the loop. What is that was, it will after the break, right? This after the break, see here, it doesn't print the it stops the like for I equals to 1. What it will do for I equals to 1 when we, it was coming inside the inner for loop. So for j equals to 1, this here j value was 1. 1 is not equal to 2. So it will print the 1 comma 1. And after that, when again we going to the inner for loop, so the value of 2 for j, we will get the same thing. But here the condition will be passed. So that is the reason we get the break. So you see here, you can see that we cannot print 1 comma 2. This whole loop will be stops. But these loop stops, not this loop. So when this loop will be stops, we are going to the outer loop. What is the outer loop? 1 comma 2, right? So we are going with the 2. Same will happen when j equals to 2. But we are having the initial value 1, right? So 2 comma 1, but when it goes to 2, it will break, it will stop the loop, and we will get off from the loop. So again we will go to the for so in that manner we will get this output like 1 1 1 2 1 3 1. This 46 belongs to this code. So 1 1 2 1 3 1. If you give like not here, here if you give 3, so it will give six things like 1 1 1 2 2 1 2 2 3 1 3 2, like that. If you remove this thing, if you add 4, this condition never be passed because j value was up to 3 only, not 4. So this is how it will be works. 1 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 1 2 2 2 3 3 1 3 3 3 3. So after this is how this loop will be works. So same in coming like the after this session, we will doing the tough examples regarding this while loop for loop. Same things will be there, but the thinking way and the difficulty somewhat different from these questions. And after this ninth question, yeah, I previously given only with one example I changed and I done the same thing at there, that What? Yeah, here, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. For row in the range of rows 1 to 5, like 6, but we did not include the 6. And after that, for call in range row. So see here, previously also same did in the question was the condition was like row was less than 6, same call was less than 6. What I did was call was less than row, like that. So I just changed replaced the row in the sixth place, but here you can see that row means call will starts from 0 but row will starts from 1. So when it starts from 1, so that thing like it print like star, 2 star, 3 star, in that manner. Let's see. Yeah, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. So if we give the gap between that, then we will get the thing that, yeah, like this. See here, for row in range 1 comma 6. Previously what we did was, in previous questions, row is depending on the numbers, call is also depending on the numbers. Both are doesn't depend on each other. And after these two, we are printing here I comma j or I into j, like row into column, or I plus 1, I plus j, like that. But here see, they directly here call was depending on the row, and after that we are printing star. See here, call was starts from 0 because they given only one element, that too the element was row, and the row was starts from 1. So the initial value of row was 1, right? So we, when we go with the value row, so 0, the initial value of call is 0. So for 0, 0 in the range of 0 comma 1, so true, and it will print the 1 star. After that it will give some gap because of the star. So after that, these print, but after that, we are going to the inner loop. What is the inner loop? We cannot get another star because the range will be out of range. Like if we take one, right, so one is not in between the 0 and 1. It is out of range. So that is the reason we cannot print another star. It will go directly at here because this loop stops running, and after we are going here, it will says that stop this line and we have to go to next line. So after that we are going to this for. So when we are going to this for, we already completed with the value 1 to the row, so we have to assign another value, that 2, that was 2. So for 2, the call was initiated from 0 to 2. So we can take values like 0 and 1. For 0, 1 star, for 1, 1 star. This star for 0, this star for 1. After that, taking the value of row was 3. So when we are taking 3, the star prints here, we have to write 3, right? So call becomes like 0 to 3. So when it was 0 to 3, see here, yeah, for 0, this star for 0, this star for 1, this star for 2. We cannot achieve 3 because it was like n. We can go up to n minus 1 only. So this 0, 1, 2, like that. Here, when the row was goes at 5, this is for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We cannot go at 5 because the highest value we can reach for row is 5 only. So for call is we can reach up to 4. That is the reason we get 5 stars. But yeah, yeah, 5 stars. But you can ask that here also 5 stars, here also 5 stars. So but this last element was 5, but this last element was 6. But see here carefully, we are initializing this row value with 1, but here the initializing with 0. So 6 to 5, 1 to 0, like both are same number of but number of stars, uh, 5 rows 5 columns, but here when we are coming to the numbers is different but the difference was same. So that is the reason we got this. If you want to increase the number, you can, and you will get the extra line. Yeah, like this. After this loop, we are going to this that same thing, but here they were used both like step. Yeah, three elements in the range and the both things. Here, what we did same as like that. For I in range 5 comma 0 minus 1. So here step was negative. So when step was negative, we are going bottom to like top to bottom. So when we are going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's all, not 0. We have when the step was in negative, we have to count up to n plus 1. What is the n plus 1 here? 0 plus 1, 1. We can go up to 1 only. So after we are like the values of row was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the range also in the same manner, but here see there is no negative thing. Here they mentioned negative means it was coming from top to bottom like 5 to 0, 1. But here there is no negative means it was going as usual like 0 to 5. But see here it initially it was starting from 5, right? Initially it was starting from 5. So here it directly prints in the place of row was 5 because the first value of row was 5. So when the first value of row was 5, see here, uh, it at the starting line only it will print this 6 stars. Okay, no, these stars. The value of 5 it will print these 5 stars in first line. But when we are going into the values of row 4, 5, it was slowly decreasing, right? So it was decreasing. See this call also decreasing. So how it was decreasing? That first is the value of row was 5 and after that 4, 3, 2, 1. So like from downside same how we done this triangle it was reverse top to bottom like bottom to top. If you run it you will get the same like same thing but in a reverse manner. Yeah, see here. Oh, we did not add this space. If you add space, it looks same. Yeah, but in reverse. Okay. So this is if you give this negative step for the outer loop, then you will get the thing. And yeah, and this is how like these are the things we can think in differently. So here is the coding and we can understand it, but in many platforms or which where you are doing this coding or in exams, they will just ask the questions so you have to implement it. If they ask to print this thing, so what you have to do, you have to get some basic condition or basic thing that if we done like this what taking a negative step and doing 5 to 0 and inside the inner for loop we have to take up to range row, then it works like this, so we will get the correct output. So this is how our mindset thinks differently when we are doing different types of sums. So in exams also we can ready for that for every questions, like if we get difficulty or simple like anything we can do it. So doing more examples is important. And after this question, we already done these questions like printing the points, but here in both are different like 4 to 7, no problem. We will get the solution like it starts from 0 and it starts before time. We will see in here two elements, here two elements, yeah, here two elements, and here two elements. So but here they're taking 4 and 7, so it starts from 0, and it also starts from 0, and our starting point was not 1 1 here, here 0 0 our starting value. After that 0 1 0 2 up to 0 6, because the range was up to 7, yeah, right. This is not different from others, but somehow he done with different type of range. Like see here, we will get, this is four numbers, 0 1 2 3. This is 6, 4 into 6 24. These are the 24 lines, things that, yeah. And here 0 0 0 1. So yeah, from 0 it will start 0 0 0 0 starts 0 1 0 to up to 0 6, and again starts with v, because I will change this 0 to 1 when the condition fails, like inner loop stops here, and again taking the value I in the outer loop, that 0 to 1, and again this inner loop works at up to here, like that. So this is how it works. And after this, yeah, see here it will give less outputs compared to others. Like see what he condition given that for I in range, for j in range, we already know these things. 1 to 6, 1 to 6 means we can take five integers like 1 2 3 4 5 in both the conditions. So he was saying that if the values of I plus j, okay, which values if we add, then we will get 6, then only you have to print. Otherwise the statement fails, means it will the loop will, I mean, the loop will work again and again. There is no problem with that. But the state when statement fails, there is no other option. So we have to go with the another j up to condition fails. When condition fails, we have to go outer loop. See here, first for the value of I, right? For value of I, 1, we are going into the inner loop. What is the value of j? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So condition fails. Again, 1, 2. No. Up to 5. So what is the 1 plus 5? 6. Condition passes. So ij. See here, it prints only the values which was satisfied. Here, see, it's saying that print I comma j. It doesn't print 1 comma 1 or 1 comma 2 or 1 comma 6 like that. It prints which the numbers was here was satisfied the condition, with that numbers only it will print. For example, it will gives first value was 1 comma 5, because the I starts from 1, right? So up to you can go with 5. So 1 plus 5 6. So after that 2. So if I was 2, what is the value of j? 4. So up to 4. And what is the value of, if 3, then j was 3. See, we will get the points like so. With this, you can easily find like the combinations of two numbers, which will give the sum is 6 or 7 or 10, like that. So here with this code, what we learned that we can get with this code, we can get the combinations of two numbers. Combination of a two number when their add was 6. Find the numbers, like the numbers range was up to 1 to 50 and 1 to and 50, like that. So this is the code that finds that. See here, 1 5 2 4 3 3 4 2 5 1, like this. Okay. So yeah, they will use like this. If you want in another manner, we can do that. Yeah, giving comma here, right? So between the one comma, if you give here also a comma, it will give the space. So I will say you later what we have to do for that comma. If you do like this, it will give gap, gap, gap. it's dot, right? So comma we have to give. Yeah, it if you run it, see here, it was like seems like point, right? But when we are going with this, see, there is a gap, there is a gap, there is a gap. So for this thing, we have to do plus, 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 plus. But it will show the error. Why? The I and j were integers, not string. So convert them. If you convert them, there is no problem with the adding the string and integers. Like you are already converting, right? So it will be already converted into strings. So adding strings is not a problem. So see here 1524334251. So we will get like this. But we can use another thing like tuples. We can change into tuples. But this is the not time for saying that. For now, this is the way which we learned. This is the basic thing, and we learned in before time. But if you want to print, you can print like this. Otherwise, you will get if you want to use commas, then you will get the gap between the every element and like everything, like between the bracket and the one and the one two comma like that. So this is the way of doing that. We can convert the get output into the list of I mean tuples also, but we will discuss that later. That thing he was done given this output. Output will be like this, but this is not how output looks. Our output. So this is not the thing what we get. We get only 15243342, and we will get in a not didn't get in a one line because we did not mention here. And so this is not the exact output. We get the exact numbers, but output is in a different format. If we use brackets and commas at here, we have to do it. Then only we will get the exact answer. And here they were, yeah. This question is somehow better for doing. See here, la. What is the meaning of this? Okay, what is the meaning of this? I will say you now. Matrix is same as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but the numbers were different. They were high and low in every, yeah, in every sublist. Okay, so what he did was largest equals, actually when we are finding for the largest value, we will doing that for starting value. The starting value we are taking as largest, and after that which was greater than this, it will convert into largest up to last element we have to do, and we will get the exact answer. So same thing we can do it here, but we are having inside the list there are sublist. Before time we are having only list. In list here one like 20, 30, 40, but here in list there are sublists. So we can proceed with like this 0 0. What is the mean was up to this part? What is the meaning was what is matrix 0? Matrix 0 means the first value. We know that index was mm, defined as like what they see. Index was defined as like this 0. If you enter 0 index, we already discussed that index was started from 0 and ends ends up to n minus 1. N means the length of the code, like the length of the input, the length of the list. We can say the length of the list. If you want to write sixth element, if you want to write sixth element, you have to give 5 because first element is 0. Then what is the sixth element? 5. What is the last element? N minus 1. Like that. For Australia 0. So but he was added that here also 0. So what is the mean? The meaning of that was inside this thing. What is this? See here, the value of For example, the value of this mat was 0 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, but after that another sublist is there that, sorry, I did not mention this commas. Okay, so here what is the mean was, what is the this thing, what is the mat 0? So we go step by step that the mat 0 was 0 comma 2 comma 3, and here they mentioned that 0. See here how we find this thing as first element. If you go in very deep manner, what is the mat, right? For this element, I am saying that. For this part, I am saying that. What is the mat? Mat was 0, 2, 3. So there are simplest. We have to write that. For this thing, what is that? 5, 0, 5, 4. So for this entire list, we are doing 0 and 0. So we can see here clearly that this is how we can write same thing I have done in this type. So here we mentioned 0. 0 means the first element. We already know this thing, this sublist is goes to here, right? Okay. So this belongs to here. So when it belongs to here, and so that if you enter 1, it belongs to here. It belongs to here. If it is 0, right? So it belongs to here. So that is the reason this total, okay, this total becomes like this. From this first part, we got this part, and this is as usual. You can write as it is at downside, and after this, what we get that from 3 elements, what 0 we done 0. So this is belongs to this 0. If you write 1 here, that belongs to 2. If you write 2 here, it belongs to 3. So what is the answer? 0. So this is how it works. Like the entire list, 0 means the first element. So that this first element goes took seat, and the entire was converted like this and like this. This is like I want to do in this manner because of better understanding. So here when you write that, right, so here when there are matrix 0 0, okay, the matrix 0 0 means 0 this up to here, what is the part it selects, it will select this part. So when we are going with this part, this 0 0 means the first element. What is the first element? 3. So here in this case the largest number was 3. Not largest, it was assuming starting we're assuming, right, the first element was largest. So here the first element is a largest number, it assuming like that. So after when it goes here for row in matrix for value in row, so it like that, when how we if we convert it as a matrix, so we are using this in same way. They use this to pick the each and every element, for picking each and every element in the sublist, not sublist, in the sublist. For picking the sublist, this is enough, this line is enough for picking the sublist, but this line is for the each and every element inside the sublist. If we want to pick out, so we have to do with these two lines of code. So these two lines of code was doing that, picking each and every element from the sublist. So here, yeah, this value equals to 3. The value of v was, the value of v was 3 here. So the condition fails at the starting, because why? Because v in row. So in the total, we have to start with 3, because row in matrix means it will pick the first I mean first element of the matrix, and row in v in row means first element in the row. What is the row? This first sublist. So from the first sublist, we will get the value of v was 3. 3 is greater than 3. This is false. So this condition fails. It goes again at here. See here, the print was not inside the for loop. So it doesn't consider it. After this loop get stops stops running, after only we will go to the sprint. So when it goes here, what is the no, it will go at inner loop. After this inner loop gets fail, like condition will be fails, then only this loop will be stops running, and after that we are going with the outer loop. But here when we are going with this inner loop, this v means the first value of v was 3 was failed for 17, because the next element was 17. We know that how to take it, like picking it. So 17 is greater than 3. Yeah, 17 is greater than 3. We know the value of largest is 3 from here. So the largest becomes 3. Okay. The value we can write v equals to largest also. But we are changing the value of v, not the value of largest. You can see that if you write this v at here, but here you are changing the value of v, not value of largest. See here what they done that. If you said that print 3, right? So what he done, sorry, print largest, what he done was printed the value of largest. What is the value? 3. So here what was going on, that when was v is greater than largest. So what is the value of v? 3. It get cancelled. But after that, what is the value v? So here this condition fails, right? So again it will go set here. So the value of v was here 17, right? So uh, so 17 equals to largest, means you are assigning the value of assigning the largest to the v, like 17 equals to largest equals 17, both are same in outside, like in mathematics or whatever. But here is different, because you are assigning to a variable, then it this same variable will give see in last iteration what you value given to the variable, in the next iteration same thing will be uh, done, like same value will be runs in the next iteration. But see here, you change the value of v, not like value of largest. See previously large, so now the new value of largest was 17 when largest equals to v. But here v equals to largest means now the value of v was 3. Like you are changing the value of v, not value of largest. So when you ask it to print the largest, then it will gives the 3, not this thing. If you see here, if I print 2, then it fully depends on the C9 at here only. If you run it, it doesn't show any like difference in the print, because if you change when you're going with this, right? So it will change the values of v, not value of largest. Again here also when v equals to largest, it's a clumsy thing that if you print v here, then what will be happen, it prints 6, right? Because what is the last element was 6, right? So here 6 was the value of 6. So at the last iteration is the final value of v. In the last iteration the value of v was 6. So at the position, it is not yeah, we are changing the value of v, right? So not changing the value of largest. If you print v, then it will take the value of v which was in the last iteration. The value of v in the last iteration is same as outside. So largest. So here, if you change it, then you will get the exact thing. Yeah. So equal to V. So now we are changing the value of largest, not V. So you will get the 41. 41 is the highest. You know that how it works, like one after one, each element will choose like 17. Now 17 was largest, 9 was not largest, 7, 22 is largest, 7. So largest becomes 22, not 22 becomes largest, largest becomes 22. Means here changing the value of largest, so that will help set here. In after iteration, what is the value of largest means, you can say that the value of largest was 22, because in before iteration we changed the value of largest from this value, like what we entered 17 to 22. So in the last iteration, what is the value of largest is considered in the, after that it was the final value of largest. When you run it, it gives the 41 because it was the highest value in it. So after that, 14. So here they invented triple, like until now we done only with the two digits, but here we can go up to 3. So what was inside this 3 was for I in range 1 comma 3. See here, yeah, for here we can pick 1 and 2, not 3. We can go up to 2 only. Here also 2, 2. So 2, 2, 2 means nearly we will get 8, 2 cube before 2 square. Like, yeah, 2 cube here, I think so. 2 into 2 into 2, 2 cube. Just multiplying, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because for 1 there is 4, for 2 there is 4. And here for j, the value of j, like 1, there is 1, there is 2, for 2 there is 2, and like that total 4. So for 1 4, 2 4, like that. So it is like ijk for I value, like 1 1 1 1, this will be 1 2 1 2 1 2, here 1 2, like that. So you know that how it works, but he just added the another thing, like 1 it goes here, 1 it goes here, 1 1 1 1, it starts from 1. If you did not mention anything here, so it will start from 0. So it gives starting value was 0 0 0, after that 0 0 1 0 1, 0 1 0, like that. So here the 3 cube, it was 3 into 3 into 3 means 27. Yeah, so it will give 27 outputs. The last number was 222. Yeah, 222. That is the last value of that. And you know how it will work, how it works. Hey, 222, like that. So here they were, see how they invented, like how they brings the if else inside this. I was saying that same thing. First of all, he taken a random variable, like yeah, variable that value was 1, round like round number 1. See here, he used nested while round num is less than or equals to 2, score num, I mean score is, round is 1, then score will be 1 when the round was less than 2. When round, see here, when the round was less than or equals to 2, if it will be 1 or it will be 2, there is no problem. So the score will be the score is 1. If the score will be less than 3, means it can goes up to 3, but see here, it doesn't go up to 3 because it outer loop, when the round number was greater than, like it will be 3. So sorry, here the score was less than 3, means before time the score was 1, right? Okay, right. So see here, it was not saying like that. this round num was belongs to this while loop. This thing was for this while loop, not this is for this while loop. Okay, this is for this while loop. For the initial point, it was giving that for the initial point for the round num. If we type less than equals to 2, then it will give minus 20, minus 30, minus infinity. Okay, so there is no limit for that. If you give 1 here, so it will count from 1 and 2. Here also same 1 2 3 like that. And he used nested while loop. Inside the nested while loop, he used the if else statements. So I already said how to print this format in this format. Brackets means you have to know about these values. So round number starting from 1, right? So 1 and 2 maximum. The values of the round numbers 1 and 2. The values of score numbers 1, 2, 3. Okay. In loops, right? In loops we can say easily that 1, 2 and here 1, 2, 3. But here yeah, he also used this increments for both score num and round num, and increments also one only. So see here, if 0 is, yeah, what is the score? Score was int. We have to give, no, yeah, we have to give the inputs. We done in the same format. Okay, for round one, yeah, we have to give inputs like the round one, right? For while, what is the initial value? 1. And after that, what is the initial value here? 1. So for round one, score 1, give one input. If we give like somewhat 50 for first round, first score, we will give 50. Then what will be done? Do was in if else the score will be goes. What is the score value which was we given that? If I give 50, this condition will be passes. So score num will be increment. In the score num, it will be increment. If I do like 150 or minus 1 like that, then the score becomes 1 only. But however, in for round num, we will get increment. If the while this both are fail or didn't fail, doesn't matter, but we will get the increment of this, because when this while loop will be fails, then we will get the increment. When this while loop will be fails, we know the initial value 1 1 2 3. We can go up to 3. So for round num means for first round, okay, first round, score 1, score 2, score 3. It will ask 3 inputs in the only inner loop. After that, it goes at here for second round. Again, when this loop runs for second round, score 1, score 2, score 3. If when we are giving the 1 input, like first round was 50, second first round 50, it comes at here, then score num will be becomes 2 automatically. Otherwise, if you give minus 1 or 1 at 1, it will show invalid, try again. Okay, so where it will goes, it will go at here again with the same value, round score 1. If you given other than this, like negative values or above 100 values, it will gives infinity inputs, like it will ask infinity input, because it when this core number, this condition was never be fails, then it will be a infinity loop. When it will be infinity loop, this condition will be never fails. So we have to fail this condition, means we have to pass this statement, like, yeah, this condition. When we pass it this condition, then only we will get this increment. If the increment works, then what will be happen was score num will increase by one number, like after that plus 1 plus 1. So it will be automatically goes up to 2 and 3 like that. If you enter like 101, 102, 103, so there is some infinity loop you can stuck there. So but uh, yeah, after this clearing this while loop, we can go to the second round. Otherwise we also stuck in the first round, because it depend this outer while loop was depend on inner while loop. When this inner while loop was completed, then only we can go with the outer while loop. So when I will run it, he will ask output. So for round one, in round one, score one, I have to give the score in the round one. So I will give, for example, 20. It will ask the second round score. I will give 30, 40. Again, it will see, it was changed that for round two, score one. Because this while was completed, because I given perfectly like between this 0 to 100. So 20, 30, 40. After that, it was asking, it goes to second round because this while was completed. Means what is that? This round gets the increment here. So it changes 1 to 2. See, here also I will give, if I will give, okay, yeah. Here also I will give exact numbers 50, not 50, 45. This is the last score. If I will give this as 101, invalid, try again. So at here it will be stuck because I given this every score was uh yeah, in between 0 to 100. So the condition passes. When you're entering this 101, the score will be never be greater than 100. It was saying that invalid. The score highest score was 100 and the lowest score was 0. Other than that, if you enter any number, then it will show the invalid and try again. So same thing was happening here. If you enter 89, this loop will be stops. So for our any other like other thing that, yeah, so when this loop was fails, print pass, yeah, so it will ask the first round score one. I will give 20, 30, 30, 20, 10, 30, 40. Okay, what happened that it was asking again this round one and score one. Oh, it was I done something worst, so it was stuck set here. Okay, I removed this increment, right? Okay, okay, sorry. So that's why it was showing that again. See, it doesn't go to the second round. Okay, it was stuck in round one because I removed this increment. Okay, round num one. If I again run it, it will ask again the values. So somehow I will decrease this to the two. There is two rounds and each round having two scores. 20, sorry, 30, 10, 20. What? Okay. Why it was coming up to 3? I done, I was changed this thing, right? Okay. After running, I was changed this thing. That's why it was getting 3. Otherwise, up to, you have to get up to 2 only, right? If I give 30, 20, yeah. Here, see, we get the pass. So when we get the pass, so if we can give zeros also, right? We can give zeros also, but I just mentioned here for normal. See here, this whole thing, right? When this whole thing was stops, then only this print works. Otherwise, you will stuck in a infinity loop. And if we want, we can add the extra things with like, for example, let's print if the total like in our exams, if we are getting one score, right? So it is greater than 35, then we will pass. Otherwise, we will fail. Like our done the same thing in grade, finding the grade with the if and else. So we will try to do in at here that this is round 100, 200, like with this is for 400, but for 100 the passing was was 35. Okay, what is 35 into 4? I think 140. Okay, so here let's try that sum for doing that. If let us student was fail or pass, so we can find with the we have to give inputs and we have to find whether the student was pass or fail. So let's do it that just we are find the pass or fail, that's all. We are not here to just giving this like grades a plus b, not like that. We are just finding whether student was pass or fail. So see here. So here if you want to give like add the scores, how you can add. So here, yeah, if you try to use this if else, okay, here if else inside the if we can use if like nested if. If you use if inside this, so what will be happen when this if works, right? It will print the number after this input. After this input, pass, 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 fail, like that. But we want like that. We want only one pass rather than he pass or that at the last. So what we have to do was we have to total it. Okay. Like before time, how we done with like sum of n natural numbers. Same thing we will do it here also. So we will add these four things for each one. 35 is somewhat we have to get marks greater than 35. So here for 400 we have to get 35, 35, 35, like that, 140 something. So we done like that. So here where you have to give this total equals like total plus equals to score. You can give here also, but if you give uh, here, so what will be happen when you're giving there, if whether the statement was true or false, it doesn't care, but it will took this thing. Okay, because you are printing inside the while loop. So that is the reason the score was below 100 or greater than 100, it doesn't care about that. It will prints the value. So whether the score was not invalid, the score was valid only at that situations only, we have to add the numbers. So we have to do that term which was this thing inside the if. Why? Because the when the entered marks was valid, then only it will add to the total. Otherwise, it doesn't add the score to the total. So the value of score was here. What we entered like see 23, 43, 20 like that. So first value of score was 23 because in round one score 123. It will add to the total. And again loop will be runs. After we enter 43. So it will add the 43. And again loop will be runs like that. Okay. So for this we have to give the input total. Like total equals to 0. When we are giving this, so somewhat it will be like starting value 0, 0 to score what we entered first element, like that. So as same as here where our work was completed, but here if we have to do something like total, we know the value of total that up to last iteration, the value of total is the final value. So here which was greater than or equals to 145. So sorry, 140 for 400. For 400, 140. So when we print pass, okay. So else part, if it doesn't means the marks was not greater than 35, then he fail. fail. So now if we run it, it will ask the inputs like nearly four inputs because here we are already giving the range. So what is the round one score one? The round one score one was 36. Round two was 67, 78, 89. Pass. Okay. If we want, then we can add this thing. Sorry, not here. You can give comma, it will take space and sorry, total. Okay. Means like somewhat we are doing with the proof. Hmm, okay. When we run it, it will ask the inputs. So 36, 48, 67, 79. So pass. Total was 146. So with the 6 marks, he was passed for this 4 rounds. When we are adding these 4 rounds, yeah. So you can see here the sum is not 146. The sum was this thing. So here we done a mistake that when we done score here, right? So when we are printing here one thing was going here. See here, the sum of these two was 146. So what has done here that we know that in the last iteration, what is the value of total is the final answer of the that variable. So in the first iteration of this round, okay, the first iteration was with the value of this thing. So in first iteration, what was done was these two was happen. These two was from we get these two outputs from in first iteration. So what happened in first iteration was 36, 46 we got. So what is the sum of this both? Sum of this both is 70, yeah, 80, 82. So the sum of these both are 82. So here the value of total was 82. But when you are going to repeat the while loop again, whole while loop again, so it forgets like this while loop will be starts from beginning. Okay, this while loop will be starts from beginning. Here you have to remember one thing that when this while loop starts from beginning, the total will starts from beginning, the score will be also starts from beginning, then this inputs also taken from starting, means like this while loop will things like that. Before time I taken 36, 46. It doesn't care about that. It will this loop will runs from starting. It doesn't consider this before sorry inputs. So here before time the sum was 82, but it doesn't remember that because we are running the whole while loop again. Means we are running the outer while loop again. So that is the reason this while loop will run again freshly. So it will forget the value of total. So it will give the last iteration. What is the last iteration? This is the last iteration. In this last iteration, what happened was this 67 plus 79. The answer was 446. So here you have to do that. I- for inner loop, you done correct, but you have to do another thing. That is, if you write you already stored this value of scores inside the total. So same thing you have to do again, that you have to store the value of total inside, and because it doesn't remember the before like in first iteration. So you have to do one thing that for this values, right? Otherwise you can do another thing. Yeah, yeah, another thing that see here, when you're assigning this variable to the another one, like take another variable for this while loop, not this while loop. We already stored in total, but this total we have to store in out of this while loop. Like in how we store this score in the total. So this total have to be remember the before iteration value. So this value was will be assigned to the another variable in outside the loop. Then only the output like the value of total will be remember. So assign another thing that t equals to 0. So this is for this outer while loop. Then only it will remember the value of total in before iteration. So you have to add this use this t in or t directly to the outer loop. So t plus equals to total. Okay. So here also you have to change that total when total was greater than 140. Then you can print the value of total. So here when you run it, so here you can give that for yeah 36, 46, 57, 89. Total was 228 pass. So this is how we will get the answer. Before time also we will get the same answer, but we done a small mistake that this loop will runs from starting from freshly. It didn't remember any values before and what we done in before iteration. So we forgot that thing and we directly do this total. So here, what is the value of total in last iteration? It will be final. In last iteration, the value of total was the adding the both. But when we are assigning to the another variable, which is directly contact with the while loop, then it will, yeah, it will remember, right? Because it doesn't start freshly. Already first iteration completed and second iteration. So the t will be substituted here. We can get the answer. But you can do another thing. What is that thing was? You can just keep this thing. Okay, keep this thing at here. If we will keep that thing at here, what will be happen? I think maybe it counts everything, or let's see. Here we have to use total. It counts every score. Otherwise, which scores were satisfied the condition, then only they count the scores. So we will try in both type, like using the both values, which are which scores are not eligible for this condition, satisfying the condition. See here, I will enter for starting -1. I will get the invalid. Please enter the from between 0 to 100. So here, now onwards, I will print the 36, 46, 89, 78. Pass 245. So yeah, we are getting the same thing. Like see here, what is the yeah, we will do it now. See 6 6 12 12 9 21 21 8 29 what? Yeah, 6 6 12 12 9 29 21 29. But we are getting -1. So it will be happens like this because see here when we are going with this we printed here, right, outside the this while loop. See here we again printed that, so remove that. Okay, and this total give it outside this while loop because you done this variable outside the outer loop, sorry, inside the outer loop, not inner loop. So give it at here. So when you run this code, okay, when you run this code, what will be happen? So from this while loop, what is the last value of score? Okay, what is the last value of score we given? First value of score was 36, second value of score was 46. So for the while loop, the last value of score was 46. So it was the final. So when we try to total it, score is not like, yeah, 36 plus 46. Okay, it was uh, only 46. So and here it will be 76. Okay, so this is that thing. uh 46 plus 78, 124. We will get 124, which was, this is the final for second iteration, this is the final first iteration for the value for this total. So yeah, score. So here what we have to do was, like, in that manner also you will get the somewhat mistakes for that. If yeah, so you can't write like this. What we previously done is the same thing. We have to do that. How we used the t, yeah, t, and here we done that t equals to, sorry, t plus equals to total, because then it will be understand what is the final value of total was. It will gather that both final values, this summation, and it will add the both summations. So here you have to write total plus equals to score. Here you have to write total equals to 0. So when you run it here, you will ask the outputs. So 35, what to show again, it's somewhere total equals to 0 score. Yeah, here we mentioned total, so it was seeing like that. So enter here t. But the main thing was we have to give again the inputs 5 7 4 6 5 6 2 to 6. So this is how we are finding this thing. With the sum we can do multiple like multiple sums. If you want to gather, like, for example, before when I am running this, I entered 6. So for 67, 6, 57, 67. So here the 197, it was pass, but in one of the score was is very less. Like we are getting 6. For that, uh, for in that manner, we can do that another thing, that, like, yeah, we are just doing that with using this in operation. So with the help of in operation, when we are forming these four inputs into a list, okay, not total, list. How to create a list, we can use like this. So t also connect it like this. See, these are the empty list. When these empty list are getting the values like 67 and 6, 57 and 67, okay, you will get in sublist. Okay, here you have to use like for loop. So we can copy from before that, where it was, yeah, like this. So here they were find at the largest, but here we are going to find that whether the given number was greater than 35 or not. Yeah, this is our whole code, but here there is no need of mentioning matrix because we are already having input t. So yeah, this is also no need, just go with the for loop. So for row in, not matrix, what is our input? T. T is a list. For row in T, value in row. So there is two sublists. What is that? First one is 67, 6. Next one is 55, 67. So when we are go with that, see, for value in row means it will pick 67, 6, 57, 67. Okay, it will pick the two, like, yeah, four values. Here, what you have to mention was if value, right? Value was greater than or equals to 35, then print not here. Okay, don't do like print here, just use that print outside it. Otherwise, after the every element it will print, yeah, pass, 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 like that. If you want it here last, then you have to print somewhere here, like, yeah, pass, comma, what is the value? No, 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 don't print value, just leave that like that, pass. If you want to add to values, like adding the inside values of the list, we can use another for loop. So we will do it after. With the one sum, we will get the like in different questions, we can pick from one question. So here what we have to print was, yeah, pass, right? Go with it. Now when we run this, so for first one, 23, 34, 65, 67. Fail, fail. For first round, both are fail, but for next two operations, like two scores, we pass. So from the first, like from the one question, we got many. Like that, we have to go. I think we done this question. And after this, continue. We already done with it. Like when j equals to 2, it doesn't print anything at the value at 2. And after that, it will continue from j to the 3. Okay. So it will works like that. We know that. And after that, import random. You just yeah, after that, in after session, we will discuss about this question. But now we are just doing the nested for. For import random, we will discuss after this 18 question. Here C is another logic. It comes, yeah. So do with it. So for I in range will be 0 to 3, 0 to 3. So there are 3, 3, 3 to 3 matrix. If row equal to call means 1 into 1, 2 into 2, 3 into 3. So at that positions like 1 comma 1, 1 equal to 1, 2 equal to 3 equal to 3. At that positions, what will be happen was it prints 0. Else it prints it prints 1. Else it prints 0. So this is how like somewhat different numbers will occur. See 1 1 1. Like yeah. So here they were saying this is I think which matrix, unit matrix. Yeah, they called this matrix as unit or something was matrix, identity matrix, something. Yeah, there will be a name for this. We can call it one I think so, something. So at here, see when the row is equal to call, then the at that positions like here, see it is 1 1, this is 2 2, this is 3 3. So at the positions it prints 1, and other than that it prints 0. So we can do like this. For example, 2 star call. If we do with it 1 1. Why? Because 1 into the row value was here 1. Wait a minute. The row value was here 1, and here also call value was 1. But 1 is not equals to 2, but it printed at here. But see, the possibilities was there is no 4. It have to be 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1 is this part, which was second row, first column. This case will be applicable. And yeah, this call was starting from 0. That is the reason 0 equals to 0. So it printed at that position 1. And here the second here the value 2, right, is 1. Here 2 means it was at here. See, this is not 1 1. This is 0 0. So that is the thing you have to start 1 comma and 4 here. Then only you will get the 3 into 3 matrix, and you can use a you can go with the fluency when explaining. See, 1 1. Now if you run it, you will get the thing that, see, at only this position, because this is 2 1, which was row was 2, call was 1 when it equal. Other than that, no nothing will be same. Same as like, yeah, this is we can use if elif else, we can print anything here. So this is how we are done it. We know that why use this and this thing for same line giving and between the two elements gap, and this is for stop the line and go with the next line. This is a new thing, and this is somewhat good. And here is a bug. There is no need to run it in another way. So we just don't see it, and we will go with it. So there is two sublist, which is we done in before time. So for row in matrix, for I in range, length of row, comma, 0, comma, minus 1. Wait. So you are just involved this part and this part. Not he involved 1 2 3. He just done with these two elements. So for I in range, length of row, what is the length of row? 3, right? So 3 comma 0, it will starts from 3 and 0. See here, it was a big mistake that. So what is the value is starting from? Length of row. So what is the length of row? Length of row was 3. So 3 comma 0 comma minus 1 means it initial with sorry, the initial point of row, this I was 3. Okay, when you substitute the same thing in row, what will be happen? It will be show some error because the range was out of the range. Like when the row 3 is not there, row 0 is there, 1 is there, 2 is there, but row 3 was not there. So the length was minus 1. You have to add here minus 1. Okay, so same thing, yeah, see here, length of row is minus 1. So that is the big bug at here. You have to find it and you have to solve it, that uh, otherwise it will show that out of index error, which you entered index is invalid. There is no element at that position. It will show the this thing. So after that, he gives 3 sublist in the linear list, and count is 0. That, sorry, okay. So we know that why these two lines were using for find like picking the each and every element, like 1 2 3. If you want pick out this each element, so you have to use this both lines. So with the both lines, which numbers will be divisible by 2, then count like how many you have to count, how many which are not which one. If you want to print which numbers will be print by 2, then you have to do like print count at here, like sorry, print value at here. Then other than that, he what was he done was just count the numbers, like, yeah, count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, like that. So for this thing, one value, for this there's two values, for this one value. If you total 4, yeah, control V, when you run it, at the 4, because the count, like, for this one, for these values, the count was 4. And yeah, this is the way of working in for loop. So we completed the 20 examples regarding nested loops, both while and what is that for loop. So in next session, we go with the random numbers. In the random numbers, we will discuss the examples nearly 10. And after that, do some revision regarding these loops, if else, with the tough examples, not like a basic examples. We will go with the somewhat like some higher examples. And yeah, with this example also, because we leave this example at here that which was used import like random numbers. We know this thing. Yeah, we know this thing. But uh, for our tomorrow's session, we will use this thing. So now there is no need. And after coming to this question, yeah, this question, see, with this question we nearly find that whether the student was passed in every, like every exam, for round 1 score 1, round 2 score 2. This is not for student, I think so. This is for another something competition. So leave it. We are assume like a student. So this thing was just like student. So we finds whether the student was passed in every section, like everything. Otherwise, he fails any one section. So we done that. So yeah, this is the thing we done from this. And after we are just do with examples like 0 to 100, and we find whether pass or fail. But we didn't try that. Yeah, we tried both above 100 and below 0. Is showing that anywhere and try again. Yeah, this also completed. You can do 4, 5 like that. So there is no problem. You can find like you can't use and here. Yeah, you can't use and here. Why? Because if you use, there is no need. There is nothing will be happen, because and means uh, and means what is the meaning of and was the difference between like the in between two elements, it will give the gap. But when you are printing the three elements at a time, so how it will give the like space between each and everything. Wait, I will show you that. If you use and there, it doesn't work. It will give it. See, at here, if you give and, it doesn't work. See, it will give in one line because we used and. If you use, it will slowly get clumsy. Print off. Okay. Yeah, print off. Then it will, I think after this loop completed, it will takes print off, right? So where we have to go give this print off here only. If you run it, see, uh, yeah, after the completing this loop, it was when it will consider this thing, and it will goes to the new line. But here what was going on was 111 112. Okay, yeah, 111 112. So you have to print it here. Then you will get in a new lines 111 112 113. When we printed it here, so these both are from one iteration, one iteration, one iteration, one iteration. Yeah, no. These from yeah, for inner loop I am talking about the inner loop, that, yeah, this loop. For this loop, this is one iteration. Yeah, this is one loop running. Another loop. This is the loop when we running again and again, like these both are coming, both. So when we use print here, after this writing this, it will go to the another line. But you use and here, right? It doesn't work because this gap was came from this commas, not this gap. If you run it, you did not get same thing you will get, but here it will gives it. So if you want here that the difference, then it will like see. If you want to more, then you have to just do these things like again you add comma, inverted commas, gap, inverted commas, gap, like that. So you have to do this thing, because of you will get the more space like one. Yeah, see, this is space how you get when you like use like this. So this is the thing. Just yeah, this was just for simple practice, and we completed this thing, and after we will start the random numbers. Thank you for watching. Thank you.